This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the Dunedin branch of Land Search and Rescue New Zealand launched their new uniform after a year of fundraising. Invercargill's plans to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Burt Munro's world record motorcycle ride. And we catch up with more than 100 dogs and 30 mushers who are taking part in the Wanaka Sled Dog Festival. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. The Dunedin branch of Land Search and Rescue New Zealand now has a more highly visible and uniform appearance. After around a year of fundraising through quiz nights, street appeals and more than 50 plus members have shiny new jackets.
They're all kitted out, lined up and ready for action. Just some of the Dunedin Land Search and Rescue members with their brand new all-weather jackets. Fundraising officer Richie Marlowe says a lot of hours went into raising the $35,000 for these jackets.
So we did quite a concerted effort of our volunteers actually out there in the community. So we had a street appeal which netted about $4,000, which was fantastic, and thank the community Dunedin for that. We also have had numerous sausage sizzles. We had a quiz night at the Kensington which raised a couple of $1,000, but the bulk of our funding did come from local community trusts. So we've got the Targo Community Trust, Bendigo Valley Sports Charitable Foundation and the Lion Foundation.
Landsar say this wardrobe improvement will help when they're hunting for missing persons around the Otago region.
It gives everyone a good piece of equipment to use, keeps everyone dry and warm when you're out on a cold stormy night in the snow or the rain, and it gives everyone a professional feel.
Although the all-weather high visibility jackets cost Landsar around $35,000, the New Zealand company which manufactured them says the retail value is considerably more.
I think the street value, these guys paid 35, the street value would actually be closer to 50 because they are quite a specialised jacket. They've got Kevlar on the shoulders, Kevlar on the elbows, reflective, they're made from a high-tech fabric, and they're made with love basically.
Davey Hughes has had a long relationship with Landsar throughout New Zealand and says his company was all too happy to help the Dunedin volunteers. Richie Marlowe says the next project for Dunedin Landsar to fundraise towards could be all-weather leggings, or could possibly be matching uniforms for their four-legged volunteers. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The Dunedin City Council says the boil water notice which affected parts of Dunedin has been lifted. However, residents and businesses in the affected areas must flush all the taps at their properties for 10 to 15 minutes before drinking water from those taps. There are other things that need to be done to help remove any residual untreated water from their systems. The council asks that people visit the council's website for information and advice. The Southern District Health Board says their building and property team are working hard to drain and refill the hospital's water tanks, and they expect this process to be completed overnight. It's business as usual at the hospital over the weekend, and the hospital hopes to be fully operational with elective surgery by 8 a.m. on Monday. The 50th anniversary of Burt Munro's world record motorcycle ride at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah will be celebrated in Invercargill next Tuesday. In preparation for the celebration, a replica of Munro's Indian motorcycle was removed from its glass cabinet this week and taken for a spin. Sharon Rees has more.
It was calm days like this that made a reedy beach the prime spot for Burt Munro to test his motorbikes. And 50 years on from his under 1000cc world record, the fastest Indian replica is at it again.
Today we're out here just doing a bit of a dummy run on the beach to celebrate Burt Munro's 50th anniversary on the Salt Lakes some years ago. So we're out at his old haunting ground where he used to practice and learn all his trades.
The bike was taken for some test runs by Winteringham's daughter Francie in preparation for the 50th anniversary street parade on Saturday week. She said she was still becoming familiar with the bike.
So far pretty good. We've only done 2 runs, but At the moment it's going alright. First run was a wee bit sketchy. It's very loose. The sand is not as firm as you think. So you just catch in the track and you go off with it. So yeah, faster you go the better it is. So aiming for that.
A film crew from the Southern Institute of Technology assisted the Winteringhams as they filmed a promo for the celebrations. Francie, who has been racing motorbikes for 11 years, says the different style of bike can make riding a lot more difficult.
This is the second time I've ridden it. The first time I rode it had no fairing on it or shell, so it was a lot freer and you knew what you were doing, but this is the first time I've ridden it with the shell on it, so you're way closed in and it's a little bit more nervy.
It was planned that the fastest Indian replica would race at a reedy beach as part of celebrations, but the event has been cancelled. The bike, however, will be ridden during the Burt Munro Street Parade. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
The rescheduled World's Steepest Street Party in Jaffa race is due to begin at 11 a.m. tomorrow. At 12:30 p.m, 3 Cadbury Jaffa races will be run by Make-A-Wish, Surf Life Saving, New Zealand and Parent Centre with up to 25,000 Jaffas in each race. The free Jaffa race buses will shuttle between Cadbury World, Cumberland Street Stand 4 and Baldwin Street regularly from 10:45 a.m. until 2 p.m. Organisers say it's a sight that you just have to see to believe. More than 100 dogs and 30 mushers are taking part in the Wanaka Sled Dog Festival at the Snow Farm on the Pisa Range near Cardrona. Tim Miller was up before dawn this morning, joining some very enthusiastic dogs on snow.
These dog teams just can't wait to get underway. The Wanaka Festival is the only sled dog event in New Zealand and Australia held on snow. Fresh snow last night made racing even more fun for dogs from a mixture of breeds.
It's a sport that any breed of dog can pretty much do, and you just get a really good bond with your dog and they love doing it, keeps you fit and makes one to go quickly.
Yeah. And how did you get involved?
I got a husky who was very troublesome and he needed somewhere to expend his energy, and we found sled dog racing.
She now has 9 huskies. The races are run early in the morning to keep the dogs cool. The festival finishes tomorrow. I'm Tim Miller for The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Southland employers and supporters of the Invest in Youth initiative are acknowledged for their services to youth. And while the new Greymouth Hospital is under construction, the community is getting behind a project to landscape the grounds.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. Check out our fantastic knitwear selection. 25% off. Possum, merino possum, pure wools, wool mixes. Some of them are even New Zealand made. 25% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Welcome back. Southland employers and supporters of the Invest in Youth initiative were thanked for their services to youth yesterday. A crowd attended a function hosted by the Southland Youth Futures and the Southland Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with Venture Southland. The guest speakers were Dion Aldridge and Bruce Munro, who teamed up to write a book for helping business owners overcome intergenerational differences. Awards were presented by the regional mayors Tim Shadbolt and Mayor Tracy Higgs. As the new Greymouth Hospital is under construction, the community is getting behind a project to landscape the grounds. People involved in fundraising include Rotary and ballet dancers Designer Fusion. The aim is to raise over $300,000 to beautify the hospital grounds. Health Board member Eleanor Stratford is spearheading the fundraising.
It's really exciting to have the opportunity to be part of this project and people to be able to donate plants and that will see into the future of this facility.
Together now for about 2 years, and we felt we were in a position where we could really give something back to the community, so this is our way of supporting the community.
The dance group is holding a show at the end of the month and all proceeds will go towards the landscaping. The term Rangiora High School is being visited by 70 international students. Among the group were 18 students from central China's Wuhan city who stayed a week at the school before touring the rest of New Zealand. The South Today asked them what things stood out as different compared to back home.
We took part in a math competition yesterday, and it is quite different from that in China. We were divided into different groups, and we can discuss the questions ourselves.
Me and my guys participate in the basketball competition with the local guys. Yep. We both play excitedly, and we do really, both of us did a good job.
We have few people stand in the front of the class, and the people set a scene for them, and they act as an actor and talk about the scene.
In New Zealand, they taught us to do things for ourselves, like making breakfast and pour the juice or something else, because they think we have to be independent.
After the break on the South Today, 1,000 people joined hands around Buller Hospital as a statement against plans to replace it with a smaller health centre. And thousands of students kept silent today to acknowledge victims of homophobic, biphobic and transphobic bullying.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grass seed, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all-year-round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsvel, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsvel and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Dane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. Check out our fantastic knitwear selection. 25% off. Possum, merino possum, pure wools, wool mixes. Some of them are even New Zealand made. 25% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
They say nothing in life is free, but some things are, like smelling the flowers, random acts of kindness, hugs, compliments, nice hat, and best of all, how good is free TV? More shows than you can shake a stick at. New Zealand, watch it live for free, on demand for free, record for free with Freeview.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Thanks for staying with us. The streets of Westport emptied today as more than 1,000 people joined hands around Buller Hospital in an emphatic statement against plans to replace it with a much smaller health centre. Organisers had expected 500 people and were blown away with the response. The Ministry of Health proposes demolishing the 35-bed ageing hospital in Derby Street and building a 10-bed family health centre across the road in Pakenham Street. Hands Around the Hospital is the biggest health demonstration seen on the West Coast since 1988, when Reefton and Hokitika protested hospital cuts. West Coast Tasman MP Damien O'Connor put the numbers at over 1,000, giving the possibility of ringing the hospital twice. Thousands of students across New Zealand have kept silent today to acknowledge victims of homophobic, biphobic and transphobic bullying. In Dunedin, about 30 Logan Park High School students from years 8 to 13 took part in Day of Silence, a nationwide campaign to give voice to young people who identify as lesbian, trans, intersex and bisexual. Students taped their mouths shut, held cards and tattooed messages on themselves to highlight this year's theme, Unlearning Homophobia, Transphobia and Biphobia.
I identify as pansexual, so I realised in about year 8 that I was interested in girls as well, and then from there I've just kind of become more involved in the community and looking at issues that affect the community, and the trans suicide rate and the LGBTQ plus suicide rate in general is like horrendous, so it's really important that we talk about these issues in society so that we can actually change things.
The campaign was introduced 3 years ago by national charity Inside Out. A small but enthusiastic group of Balclutha residents dressed in penguin suits to highlight the plight of the flightless birds. One member was wheeled along on a gurney as funeral music played. It was far from cute and cuddly or smile and wave.
A protest march was held down the main street of Balclutha in support of the critically endangered yellow-eyed penguin. 9 members of Forest and Bird donned yellow-eyed penguin costumes and marched from St Andrew's Presbyterian Church to the Balclutha eyesight and back, with one member dressed in their penguin costume on a hospital bed. Funeral music was played during the procession to highlight the critical situation that the native birds found themselves in. Forest and Bird South Otago Branch Chairman Roy Johnston said the protest march was to bring awareness to the reduced population numbers of the yellow-eyed penguin. He believed the community needed to rally to try and save them from extinction. There are several small breeding colonies of the birds along the coast, but the main one was based at Long Point in the Catlins, where Forest and Bird carried out predator control and monitoring. Statistics indicated that the penguin populations could be gone from the mainland by 2060 if nothing was done to protect them. Mr Johnston also said that there had been 2 major starvation incidents in the past 10 years which had affected population numbers. Mr Johnston wanted a marine reserve at Long Point so as to protect the birds' main source of food. Mr Johnston was happy with the march but would have liked if more people were out in the town as it took place. I'm Samuel White for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. After around a year of fundraising through quiz nights, street appeals and more, the 50+ members have new jackets. The 50th anniversary of Burt Munro's world record motorcycle ride at Bonville Salt Flats in Utah will be celebrated in Invercargill next Tuesday. And more than 100 dogs and 30 mushers are taking part in the Wanaka Sled Dog Festival at the Snow Farm on the Pisa Range near Cardrona. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville.
Yes, hi. Here's a picture for the sports pages. All week we've had the powerlifters. And this guy here is lifting some astronomical weight, I'm sure. Anyway, it's a nice pic, and
yeah, I was just trying to work out how much he was lifting. That's an amazing photo.
It is an amazing amount, yeah.
And it's a fantastic photo. It's caught him right at that point of concentration.
Yes. It's not my sort of sport, I'm afraid.
No, nor mine. But I do admire someone that can lift that much.
That's right. Hospital hearing ended today. Interesting day, various angles on that, so look for that in the paper. The water contamination, the boil notice being lifted, the panel being set up, all sorts of angles again on that story. So a good read to work all that out. Queenstown, the government says on the former high school site, Ngai Tahu development is proposed with 450 houses. So that's an interesting development there.
So it looks like that's going ahead.
Looks like that's certainly made some progress. The mix tomorrow, of course. I had a look through that, and interesting life coach, or travel first of all, I thought I'd mention Western Australian Coral Coast. I don't know much about that, so I was intrigued to see about that.
Yeah.
And the usual fashion and so on and so forth. There was also a story from life coach Jan Aiken, and talking about that talent isn't what decides success. What is? I wonder if our viewers thinking aloud now, what is it? And the word she uses, and I think it's a very good one, is grit.
Wow, that photo just absolutely shows true grit, even if I saw it.
Now, also, I just thought I should mention tomorrow the obituary page. Dave Cannon, who your viewers will know from here, has written a very large and very heartfelt obituary on the life of Roy Colbert. It's headed, for the record, a remarkable life.
Oh,
so
lovely.
Look for that in tomorrow's paper also.
I will. I'll be getting up and reading that paper tomorrow. Thank you, Phil. Lovely. And now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsfell.
Starting with today's southern view taken of people relaxing after work on Dunedin Stewart Street. Looking at the situation, a cold southeasterly airflow will blow over southern districts. Expect some cloud and cool temperatures and a few showers at times, but no heavy rain. Final weather, it's on the way for next week. To the southern outlook, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, it's moderate southeasterlies, cloudy and 10 for the lot of you. Making our way to the central outlook, Alexandra is 12 degrees, Wanaka 11, Queenstown and Te Anau 10, and it's light winds and mostly cloudy for everyone over there. Travelling up to the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru enjoy 13 degrees, light easterlies with mostly cloudy skies, and the same for Ramarama and Twizel, but a cooler 11. And here in Dunedin tonight, cloudy with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow is mostly cloudy with just a few brief sunny periods, a high of 14 and a low of 7, and a period of showers and fresh cool southwesterlies on Sunday 11 and 7. And in Invercargill tonight, fine with high cloud with an overnight low of 6 degrees. Tomorrow is mostly cloudy with a few scattered showers and fresh cold southerly winds 11 and 6, and pretty much the same for Sunday with a high of 10 and a low of 5. That's our news for this Friday. For the latest news from the Southern region, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. And we leave you tonight with some scenes from the week that was on the South today. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.